So, hi Helen, how are you doing today?
Hi Helen, I'm well, thank you. What about you?
Me too. Yeah, I had already one lesson today, but I feel fresh and yeah, I can start
Super.
a new one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what we're going to start today with, Helen, it's first we will check your homework. Okay. So we're talking about topic training, which is a great one because I think that we need to train the whole life. You did some exercises from your practice file, yeah, and you checked actually yourself.
Yes. Mhm.
Do you have any questions to
No,
me?
I don't have questions.
That's great. Okay, so and you wrote down some sentences with new words from the previous
Yes.
lesson. Okay.
Previous two lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Can I
So
start?
you can just read them for me.
Mm-hmm. The restaurants for Mary's and Ivan's wedding was very well embellished.
Okay, all right.
We must to deploy employees to our branch in Odessa to resolve the crisis situation.
Okay, only must without to. We
Mhm.
must
We
do
must
something.
deploy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And let's say the word crisis.
Crisis.
Crisis. Mm-hmm.
To
Okay.
resolve the crisis situation.
Mm-hmm.
During my holiday in London, I want to hone my English skills.
Mm-hmm. Hone.
Hone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This project needs to be refined.
Mm-hmm.
Our boss uses pejorative manner of communication with staff and it is terrible.
Okay, great. Only can you say this word pejorative? Pejorative.
Pejorative.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Nowadays, to be assertive is very important for climbing career ladder.
Yeah, climbing.
Climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
all.
very much. These are very good sentences, Helen. Now we're going to move on. So, as I said, we're going to talk about training.
Mhm.
And I want us first to watch a little video as a warm up activity. Usually, training is connected with learning because when we train people, people have to learn something new. And normally, it's hard to learn something new. I want you, Helen, to watch a little video now, and I want you to answer me one question. Why may it be hard to learn things? Like, what stops people from learning new things? Because sometimes some people learn quickly, and some people they learn slower. So there is one point. There has been some research done. So and the question: what stops us from learning? What is this thing?
Uh-huh.
Individuals with more brain activity learn slower than those with less brain activity. So stop thinking and learn. Wait, what? Hi everyone, Crystal here for D News, exploring the idea that overthinkers like me may learn new tasks more slowly and be less successful at those tasks than those who don't analyze and evaluate their every move. Scientists have known for a while that cognitive control from the frontal cortex can have a depressing effect on our ability to learn new tasks. This is probably because that brain region is responsible for problem solving, planning, and execution, and its top-down regulation of our behavior can lead us to make things more complicated for ourselves than they really are. Children learn way faster than adults because they're not subject to this cortical control. They can't overthink because their judgy frontal cortex hasn't even been developed yet. This is one reason why kids are more creative and frequently take risks than an adult probably wouldn't. When humans are exposed to a new task, almost our entire brain is active and desperately trying to make sense and associations from the new input. As we get better at that task and figure it out, this global network activity gets pruned to only what we need specifically for task performance. How quickly this specification happens corresponds to how quickly we learn the task. Researchers at several universities looked at this process across the whole brain and recorded which regions maintained their connections and activity and which ones didn't. These data were recorded as fMRI scans of whole brain as subjects learned a simple musical computer game. The scientists were hoping to visualize the changes that happen as people learned, but what they didn't expect is that the subject data would organize itself into two categories, fast learners and slow learners. those who learned the musical video game very quickly showed a rapid drop-off of global brain activation. Slow learners maintained more global brain activity over the 6-week trial and showed prolonged involvement of associative regions of the cortex. This led researchers to conclude that overthinking, by maintaining vigilance, monitoring errors, and frequently making associative judgments, makes it more difficult for individuals to transform a task from slow and challenging to fast and automatic. Now, more studies are needed to truly understand this process, but it very well could be that analyzing your thinking about what you are trying to learn isn't really doing you any favors, and it's making it harder for you to be successful. So get out of your own way, stop second guessing and re-optimizing everything, and just let it happen. I should take my own advice. What do you think? What tasks are you making more difficult for yourself?
So
in general, why people one people learn better and quickly? It's about brain work of brain, maybe activities.
Yeah, and what shouldn't we do? So what stops us from learning new things?
Not think, but study.
Yeah, exactly. Like overthinking. So
yes.
Can you give me some examples, Helen, from your experience? So in what way do we overthink? Let's say some simple things.
I think that adults think all times. They try to analyze and this woman said that children learn better because they don't have a lot of experience. They don't have. For them, they are as one piece of paper, and we can write what we want on this paper. And adults think a lot and think a lot, and they have a lot of thinking, and it's too difficult to.
Yeah, you mean like on the child is like a blank sheet of paper?
Yes,
blank. Yes, without. It's true. Yeah. Do you have any examples, for example, in terms of studying English? So
of course, it's my example about it's about me. When I was younger, it was for example, now I remember a difficult topic from my school life, a topic from English or from German and from. But when I now study, it's too hard, too difficult. I study and I forgot in a few minutes after studying. Few words I forgot. I should repeat all time and remember. I have pieces with new words, and all time I have my notice.
Notes, yeah. It's like I think it's not more about if we talk about English. I often see some videos like about learning English, or people are concerned how to learn English, or they speak about some, let's say, some grammar structure, and they speak about this grammar structure. They know everything about this grammar construction, but they cannot actually use this grammar construction. So it's more about we evaluate different things, but we don't just learn, and just maybe try to be open and more relaxed without making it too complicated. Okay. That's why probably it's very hard for elderly people or people with a lot of experience in companies to take in some new techniques or new strategies. They are usually not open to them. This is not good.
I think that one reason is that children, for example, don't afraid to study something new, and elder people, they afraid to make mistakes and to do something bad, and they are not sure in their knowledge.
Yeah. So we are afraid
of
making mistakes. Okay. So Helen, now, as I said, we're going to talk about training and learning, and I just want you to open your student's book or course book on page number 20. So on this page, we have this topic, training at Carter and Randall. So we have the company. We're going to take a look at some information about this company. So here we have this background information about them. So Helen, could you please read this background information? Just take 1 minute and read it to yourself, and then say, please, a few words about this company. Just read the background, okay? Okay. So what can you say about this company? So about its
name of this company is Carter and Trundle. I never heard about the company. Okay, but authors say that it is Walt Noland company, and this company has brands more than 100 countries. And have representatives, and sales team is a very important part of this company, because it is face of this company. And what else?
Yeah, so this is
representative of the company in different ones.
Yeah, okay. So because they are a multinational company, they are spread, their offices are spread in many different countries, and it's very complicated to control all sales representatives and to train them. So as well. So we're going to talk about this company and their problems, but first I'd like to take a look at some new vocabulary, okay? So Helen, and you have your copybook, where you write down your word?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Can you write down new words there for you, okay? But I will be sharing with you the screen. So the first word here is when we try to analyze something, we try to deal with some problems, we try to find the way out. What other words can you say?
Find solution.
Okay. All right, so there is a word which is grapple with. Can you say it with me?
Grapple with.
So grapple with something, it means to deal with something, to grapple with problems, to grapple with some new techniques, new ideas, and so on, okay? Okay, and write it down, please, as well. So, and now, because I will be asking you questions, you will understand this better, and try to use this word in your answer so that you can remember it, okay? So, Helen, what is something you find difficult to grapple with in your job? Can you give me some examples?
Difficulties. My work and my job is difficult to grapple with new threats of market, with new with new situation on market.
Okay. So because market is very changeable, so it's hard to keep up with those changes for you, okay? And Helen, at the very beginning of your answer, you said it's difficult to grapple with something in the market. So, and I couldn't understand this word that you said. You mean threats. Threats. Okay. All right, thank you. So let's move on to the next word. So sometimes we have some emergency situations, and we cannot pre-plan when these situations happen, and we need to act. How can we act in this way? Just give me your ideas.
How? Quickly.
Okay. All right, and there is a word, ad hoc. This is the adjective. Let's say it together, ad hoc. Yeah, for example,
ad hoc.
Ad hoc. Yeah, it means, for example, we need to deal with this on an ad hoc basis. It means we cannot plan it. It just, for example, some problems arise and we just have to work with them without pre-planning anything. Okay. So usually,
adjective, yes?
yeah. So ad hoc situation, ad hoc issue, or you grapple with different things on an ad hoc basis without planning it. It comes, it appears, and you deal with it.
Okay.
So let's say it one more time. Ad hoc.
Ad hoc.
Okay, so and the question. So what are some possible issues that a company might need to deal with on an ad hoc basis? Like it appears and you're not ready for this.
For example, could you repeat the construction of the question?
So what are some possible situations or issues that companies might have to deal with on an ad hoc basis? On an ad hoc basis. I will write it down for you. This combination on an ad hoc basis. It means without preparation, immediately.
And which situation it could be? Yes.
Yeah, you can give some examples from your own experience.
I think that nowadays our quarantine and the situation with coronavirus is ad hoc situation for all businesses and companies. And companies should reaction without preparation.
Yeah, should react. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. So probably online education now, is becoming more and more popular. And for some companies, they were not prepared for this. Okay, thank you. Can you say the word, please, Helen? Quarantine.
Quarantine.
Okay, so let's move on to the next word. So we, of course, need to count money. We have some funds and finances in the company, in the business. And sometimes we have some funds which are emergency funds. Like without these funds, the company will not operate. So it's impossible to spend this money on other things. So we have to plan the finances. But sometimes there are some funds which we can use for some additional things. And this basically does not influence the company. So it's okay, you can spend this money on something extra, and this will not damage the company. They're called discretionary costs.
It's about company, yes?
Yeah. Discretionary costs. You also can say managed costs. Let's say it together. Discretionary costs.
Discretionary costs.
Discretionary costs.
Discretionary costs.
Or you also can say managed costs.
Managed costs.
So it means you can spend them, these costs, and this will not harm the company. Maybe you will get some extra things. It's not something that, no, we cannot touch this. So
how can we use this word?
For example, these are our discretionary costs. You can buy flowers, for example, to arrange this beautiful meeting. Name some things that a company might spend its discretionary costs on.
On?
Yeah.
Why we use on?
Because
on something, yes? We use?
We use some.
I know that big companies have give such type of money as discretionary costs to their representatives. For example, for telephony or for on telephony, on phone.
Yeah, you would say on
internet, on buying gifts for partners or something.
Yeah, so you mean like on their needs, on their phone costs.
Yes.
Yeah,
On the
and
phone costs,
Mhm.
some maybe for what they can use. Sometimes
maybe gasoline for their car also.
yes.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Or transport or something.
Okay, thank you. So in the business, people need to communicate a lot. Do you know the synonym of the word communicate or speak?
Business.
It's not only about business, but of course we're talking
Network.
about. Okay, and also there is a word which is converse, like conversation. Yeah, and a verb converse. But here we have be conversant with something. Be conversant with something. So if you are conversant with something, what do you think this means? You kind of can
I speak with. No, I speak only now. For a long time. Much.
So I will just help you a bit, Helen. If you are conversant with something, not somebody, yeah, it means that you are familiar. Yeah, for example, you can say, I'm not really conversant with technology. So if you are conversant with something, it's okay for you to deal with it. You are familiar with this thing. So elderly people, they are usually not conversant with new technology. Let's say it together. Be conversant with something.
Be conversant with something.
Be conversant with something.
Be conversant with something.
And write it down, please. So, do you think it's important for elderly people to be conversant with new technology? Or we don't have to worry about it. So, if they don't want to be conversant with it, so give it up.
I can use word important. It's better. It's easier for these people and for their relatives. But important. It will be good when elder people are conversant with new technologies. But they also can live without it.
Okay, can you say the word, please? Relatives.
Relatives.
Okay. We have communication in the company, and if members of the company's staff, they like each other, they feel confident when some problems arise in the company, and the spirit of the whole team is very motivating and encouraging, and people feel happy. So this whole thing about this situation is called morale. Maybe you have heard this word before, Helen.
No.
Morale. No? Morale. Yeah. So usually it's staff's morale is bad. So people are not motivated, people are not happy.
Atmosphere, like atmosphere.
Yeah. It's the atmosphere in the company. When people are connected, they feel happy, they can work together. Yeah, and when they have some problems, they can easily deal with them. So it's morale. So what can boost staff's morale? What do you think? In any company.
What means boost?
Boost, to make it higher. I will write this word for you. Boost. To increase.
Repeat please question.
What can boost staff's morale in the company? What can a manager probably or HR do?
Staff morale depends on a lot of factors. Here, for example, at first it's of course personality of executive and her or she's or her or him relation or his relation with staff and about depends on task which have staff and how they understand what they should to do and about reason of their works, about satisfaction of works in general, of work and
of working conditions and what
yes,
they're
of working
doing.
condition. If it's all good and moral, it's also good, and people can do and go to a big goals of the company.
Yeah, to achieve goals
Yes.
of the company. Okay. So before we go on, make sure that they understand a reason for their work. Just say it, please.
They understand a reason for their work.
And they know what they should do.
They know what they should do.
Thank you. When we have some problems, we are puzzled with something because maybe there are some problems that are flying around. We feel these problems in the air. And we also can have a phrase, we feel
I don't know.
Tension in the air. Tension, it's like we have
adjective or
tension, it's a noun. So we have some pressure in the air. Like, for example, our boss is so angry. We have this tension in the air. Everybody is puzzled. We are under pressure. So, yeah, I feel some tension in the air. Yeah, you are not relaxed. So you can feel that there is some problem. Let's say it was tension in the air.
Tension in the air. It's like pressure.
Yes.
But
yes. It's tension. It's more like pressure. It's correct. And let's say it one more time. Tension in the air.
Tension in the air.
So, Helen, think of some situations at work that made you feel tension in the air. Name just a few.
I feel tension in the air where I don't understand something in my work, but not in my work. But when I don't understand, when I don't know reason of my work and direction of the company.
Okay. So if you don't have this general idea, so what are you working for and what do you need to achieve? Okay. And the last word that we're going to take a look at, here you can see two
teams.
Yeah, and they compete. Exactly. So you can say competitors, not only about game, for example, but in business. Competitors, or you also can say rivals. So there is a word, rival. Rival can be and a noun and an adjective. You can say these are two rival teams, or he's my rival, like competitor. Let's say it, rival.
Rival.
Like two rival companies, two competitors. And a question for you, Helen. If you had your own business, would you try to benchmark yourself to your rivals?
Try to benchmark.
Yeah, we learned this word before. It's
yes, I remember.
Benchmark. It's you try to compare yourself to competitors, and maybe you will try to do something with this. So you look at your competition and you compare your business with theirs. So would you try to benchmark yourself, your company, to your rivals?
I think it depends. Are you leader of market, or you have only a share of market, small share? Because if you are leader, you can do your own business and you dictate rules and dictate. Yes. And you make this market. But if you are a small player, you should
benchmark yourself.
benchmark your rival.
Benchmark yourself to your rivals.
To your rivals, yes.
Okay. Now, can you say it depends on if you are a market leader?
It depends on if you are
a market leader.
A market leader.
Okay, thank you, Helen. So now we know some new words, and we now will go again to this company. Can you please open again?
What about?
Yeah, can you please open this page? Yeah, page 20. So here we have some people. They are working for this company, Carter and Randall. And you can see their names. Can you please read their names and their positions, please?
Amy Cheng, graduate recruit.
Graduate recruit. What does it mean, graduate recruit?
I think that it's people who work in HR department and who find new person.
Here, like, she's just a new person. It's a little bit different. She just graduated, and was recruited to the company. It's like a new member. So the next guy.
Next guy, Charlie Turner, sales representative.
And this one.
Camel Settinger, regional manager. And Jessica Armstrong, also regional manager.
Regional manager. Okay, so we're going to listen to these people. They are working from different sales, for different sales teams. Some of them work for the UK, and some of them work for Ireland sales teams. And they are talking about some problems or some of the needs of their training. So they are talking about the training in the company. Let's listen to each person. And what I'd like you to do, Helen, can you take notes on the things that they're talking about regarding training in their company, and what problems do they mention? Okay. So let's listen first to Amy and take notes on what she is talking, okay, about.
Tracks 14 to 17. Amy Cheng.
I've been working for CNR for over 2 years now. The training programme for new graduates in the first year was one of the main reasons why I wanted to work here. It's famous throughout the industry, and I can see why now. The training and support is first rate. It helped me to build up confidence in key skills like customer service and sales techniques before I went into the field to put it into practice. The thing is that the training just sort of stopped after that. I mean, there are a lot of training modules on the intranet, but I'd really like to take some ownership of my learning and develop particular skills. I'd be interested in attending a leadership course, for instance.
Okay, so let's listen to her one more time.
Unit 2. Training. Tracks 14 to 17. Amy Cheng.
I've been working for CNR for over 2 years now. The training programme for new graduates in the first year was one of the main reasons why I wanted to work here. It's famous throughout the industry, and I can see why now. The training and support is first rate. It helped me to build up confidence in key skills like customer service and sales techniques before I went into the field to put it into practice. The thing is that the training just sort of stopped after that. I mean, there are a lot of training modules on the intranet, but I'd really like to take some ownership of my learning and develop particular skills. I'd be interested in attending a leadership course, for instance.
Okay.
I don't understand first part of her speech. She said about 2 years. 2 years she don't work 2 years, yes?
So here you can see what actually she was saying. You can read it here.
She worked.
Yes, so I've been working for CNR for over 2 years now. Yeah, like, but she's still here. Graduate. Yeah. So
Yes.
everything is clear now. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
She needs trainings because she needs training about leadership, about sales techniques, how to use these techniques on practice, because she said that she had a lot of trainings by internet, but don't know how to use it in practice.
Basically, Helen, she said that she was so happy because there was a lot of different trainings, but then it just stopped. Yeah. So this is the main thing that she mentioned. Like, it was training first, but then now she has no training. Yes, so it just stopped for some reason. This is the biggest thing. And let's say the word, please, technique.
Technique.
Okay, let's go to the next guy, Charlie, sales representative, and let's listen to him as well.
Charlie Turner.
I've got over 20 years of sales experience, so there's not much you can teach me about selling. And I've got a good relationship with my customers. We always have a good laugh. I know they talk about lifelong learning these days, but when are you supposed to find the time if you've got a full-time job and a family? My biggest problem is the technology. I can't keep up with all these new applications and software, and the training is always so ad hoc and informal. It seems as soon as I get used to something, they go and change the processes again. It's also a struggle to keep up with all the new products they keep launching. To be honest, I do very well just selling the old favorites. Why change for the sake of it?
Is everything clear here?
No, start of speaking was...
Okay, so let's look at the transcript. Can you see it?
Yes.
You can just look through.
Okay. More than 20 years.
Okay.
And how is his name? Charlie said that he works more than 20 years, and she don't know that he knows all about sales, and she don't know what they can study him.
So he doesn't know what they can teach him.
Yes, but he said that he has a problem, and it is technology.
Yeah, and what did he say about technology training in the company? Okay, let's take a look at this.
I've got over 20 years of sales experience. The training is always so ad hoc and informal.
Ad hoc.
As soon as I get used to something, they go and change the processes again. It's also a struggle to keep up with all the new products they keep launching.
She said that trainings are very often ad hoc and specific, and he don't have a basic.
Yes, so he doesn't keep up with all those changes, and they're so ad hoc, like without any preparation. Everything is coming so quickly, and it's new.
Only about a situation, but not in general.
Yeah, it's like it's only when they have something new, they quickly start teaching them. So and you can see he looks not so young anymore, like he basically is not very young, and because for him probably that's why it's difficult to learn quickly, and this is his problem.
And he said that he sell by old.
He likes to sell old things, old favorites. So he doesn't like old favorites.
Yes.
So things that he knows, and things that he likes, and he
means products.
Yes.
He prefers to sell
old products. He doesn't like with new.
He has problem with new products with use for a company because he don't understand how they
Yeah, he doesn't know a lot about these new products, new techniques, new technology, and this is a problem for him to learn quickly. So,
what they sell? I don't understand what they sell.
if you
Different things for
consumer goods company, it's like you can see the pictures. We have different toiletries, shampoos,
different
deodorants, yeah, like kind of
our Cosmo and or what?
Yes. Detergents like this. Okay, so unfortunately we don't have enough time to go on, so that is why what I'd like you to do at home. So this is your homework and I will be typing it for you. So homework. Today we'll learn some new words. We practice them. You have written them down. Can you make your own sentences with each new word and write the sentences down, okay?
Okay.
Sentences with new words. So also what I'd like you to do is I want you to watch a commentary about these problems in this company. Like there is a person, a professional, and he will be talking about his opinion, what he thinks about the problems with training in this company. And also, Helen, in your course book on page number 20, you can see that there is at the very, very end of the page, we have here G10 mobile software.
Yes.
So in this company, they want to implement some new application, new technology. I want you to read about this application, just read what they're trying to do, and think about the problems that may arise for this company because of this implementation of this new technology, okay? And watch then the commentary,
Only read and understand about problems, yes?
Yeah. Then watch the commentary, watch the video, and take notes on what the expert thinks about these problems and how to solve them. And next lesson, we're going to discuss this, okay? So there is an expert, and he will give some recommendations on how to work with these problems that might arise for this company, okay? And we're going to discuss this. So you just make your sentences, read this project they're going to implement, watch the video with the commentary, and try to take notes and try to understand how to deal with these sort of problems, okay? Next lesson, we're going to discuss it. Okay. So for this, we're going to finish. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you for a lesson.
I wish you have a nice day. And see you next time.
I wish you also a nice day, nice week.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.